wonderful human beings, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Remy and I share lots of vegan content and tips to help you live well. And I want to do a what I eat in a day video, which I've been doing a lot of lately. I feel like it's been really fun to show you guys what I've been eating while I'm at home, hopefully share some fun ideas that are easy to make and nourishing and delicious. But I also wanted to chat a little bit about body image today. And I was like, maybe I should make this a separate video, but I think I'm actually just gonna put it all together because I feel like it's something that most of us would really benefit from hearing right now. For breakfast this morning, as you guys saw, I made a matcha latte and then I had one of my regular smoothies. Yeah, I'm gonna make lunch because I'm really hungry, but then we'll talk about body image because I do wanna just say some things that have been on my mind, and yeah, let's make lunch. I want to show you this burrito I've been making over the last couple of days. It's really good. It's all vegan, obviously. It's also gluten-free because I'm sadly allergic to gluten. So I take these big tortillas, which I finally found on one of my Whole Foods runs. It's the siete tortillas. I don't know if you could tell, but they are bigger than my face. I love these because it makes it a lot easier to like make one burrito versus like a couple of tacos, and I just like it a lot better. I feel like it's just like very, what's the word I'm looking for? Handy, I guess. And inside of that, I've been adding this Miyoko's cheese. This is one of their newest cheeses and it's made with oat milk. So it's actually nut-free, which is pretty cool. I have no allergies or problems with nuts, but my little sister does. And it actually tastes pretty intensely cheesy. Actually, for me, it's a lot. So I just put a little bit, but I do like it a lot. I have shredded romaine for the greens. And then I've been using this canned Amy's Kitchen refried beans. This is a can that I used yesterday. I literally made the exact same thing yesterday. So I'm just using this up, and you can totally make it yourself at home. Super easy to make, but I did stock up on a few canned food items before, you know, everything happened. And I was like, why not? Let's put it to use. And then last thing I put in there, it's frozen too, so it's kind of random, but it's this Trader Joe's roasted corn, and it just has the best like smoky flavor as if it's been cooked on a grill, which I think it has been, but it's even got like this charring on it. The only ingredient in this is corn. Like frozen corn's all right, but this corn, this is where it's at. So grab this next time you're at Trader Joe's. I'm just gonna show you the process. I actually already made a TikTok making this burrito, and I also put it on my Instagram, so if you really want like a step-by-step, you can go to my TikTok and I forgot that I put this back in the bag. Oh my gosh, of course I'm not gonna waste it, but if you guys have never done this as a kid, I had to do it. I haven't had like a very large tortilla in a very long time since going gluten-free, so okay. That's enough talking. Let's go make this burrito. First, I'm gonna grab the biggest pan that I have. This is a pretty large frying pan, hand for size reference, from Caraway Home. Grab a large tortilla and just put that in there to warm it up for a few minutes. I learned something since making this yesterday, which is that if you heat up these tortillas for too long, they become tough, like crispy, and hard to roll into burrito shape. So instead of trying to fully melt the cheese, I just want to get it warm. Added the vegan cheese on top. I know this is kind of a small amount, but like I said earlier, I find this cheese to be super salty, so it's a lot for me, especially with the refried beans from the can. They're also salted, and so I just put a little bit, and we're gonna add the beans. Refried beans going on, and I just want to say, it says vegetarian, but it is vegan, so don't worry about that. Looking beautiful. Okay, I know it looks maybe not so beautiful, but it's delicious, okay? Now some of that corn, some tempeh, and you guys know I love tempeh, so this should be no surprise. Some lettuce, and we're gonna roll it up. All right, maybe I put too much lettuce in here. Take some of this out. I'll still eat it though, on the side. It's gonna be a little bit of a mess, so I'm gonna put that on a bowl, plate slash bowl thing, plole, on a plole. I also eat all of the leftover lettuce that I shredded up, which is just like one whole heart of romaine. Sometimes I'll put the burrito on top, or shove it in, or eat it with it, or eat it on the side as a salad. I feel like it's really important to get greens in right now. So that is going to be my lunch. So here's what I wanted to say about body image right now. This is the absolute perfect time for bad habits to creep back in, and I'm talking habits of all kinds, including substance addiction, of course mental health, and specifically eating. I think people have a lot of issues with not being in control, and it can be very scary. And of course I completely understand if you're on like a fitness journey of some kind or a healing journey and you feel like you're making so much progress, even fitness wise, to then find out that you can't keep going on that trajectory because of what's going on. it's really frustrating. And of course, I completely understand that. But I also feel like right now is the time to check your relationship with these things, because you're kind of forced to. You get a really honest look at what is your relationship with food and fitness and your body like right now. For a lot of people, it's hard, maybe eating differently, eating more snacks. I mean, if you think about it, it's an insane adjustment that we're all going through. For me personally, not so much because I work from home already, but for most people, working from home alone is a huge change. So many things are changing. And I think that people forget that bodies change too, and that's kind of just what they do. It's natural. Bodies change with the seasons, with the times, based on your stress levels. Obviously, stress is a huge thing right now for a lot of people. And even if you feel like you're at home and you're handling all this fairly well, which is something that I felt, you'd be surprised how much stress your body's really coping with. To be totally honest with you, I think a lot of us are more stressed than we realize with everything going on. It doesn't have to be breakdown stress that's noticeable. It could be underlying stress even at the lowest levels and still have an impact on your body and how you feel and what you want to eat and just like your hunger cues, everything. Everything is affected by stress. Body image right now might be at an all-time low for you because your body's looking different, period. Now, I'm no expert and I'm not gonna claim to be an expert, but I have seen my body change tremendously since the beginning of my eating healing journey to now. I've seen my weight fluctuate from very, very low to very, very high in rapid amounts of time. And I'm talking like rapid, because it's kind of just what happens when you mess with your metabolism, you know? And some of the things that really helped me during that time, I feel like can be very applicable to people going through just body image challenges right now as a whole. So I kind of just wanted to share a couple of tips with you, and I hope that it'll be helpful for you guys. But for most people, I think it is normal to experience it a little bit, especially right now. So first things first, if you are experiencing it, don't beat yourself up, because it is normal. I imagine that even if people you know aren't talking about it, they're feeling it too. I have like 3 to 4 tips I want to share with you. The first is to be really mindful about what you're consuming. And I'm not talking about food, actually. I'm talking about the language, the content, what you're consuming on social media. I feel like it's really important to be mindful about that, because we are so nitpicky about what we eat when it comes to food and what we buy and like skin products we use, but we don't pay attention to what we're consuming. And I really strongly believe that what you consume, all of those things influence your thoughts, your actions, and your reality. And it's still a form of consumption. It's something that we're consuming. It has an effect on the body, on our energy. So for example, I've been seeing so many memes online about gaining weight, and I know that for some people, humor is like a coping mechanism, and if you're able to joke about it and not feel triggered by it, then by all means consume that content. But for a lot of people, it is triggering, and if you feel that way, you just need to unfollow it, remove it. And if you can't unfollow them, then there's this handy dandy feature that Instagram has created called muting, and you can just mute them for the time being. Obviously, you can't control everything that you consume and everything that you will see, but you can start making mindful choices about that. If you follow someone who you feel like has unhealthy ideas about food, don't follow them. Like, I am very mindful about the people that I follow. As a food blogger myself and a wellness blogger, there are people that are kind of on the extreme end of that spectrum, and those are people that I just can't fuck with, because personally I know that I'm more vulnerable and more sensitive to being influenced by things like that, and I don't want to hear it, I don't want to see it, so I don't follow it. And to go alongside that is just to be mindful about the language that you're using. And this is language that you're using with yourself, the way you talk about yourself, the way you talk to yourself, and even the thoughts that you have when you're making food, eating food, thinking about your body. You need to be mindful about it, because that is where the change starts. Think about it like you're trying to actively catch yourself in the act. So to give you an example, if you're looking in the mirror and you catch yourself thinking something negative about your body, nip it in the bud. Is this saying nip it in the bud or nip it in the butt? I actually don't know. Whatever it is, nip it in the bud or butt, and replace that with something kind and mindful. I'm so grateful that my legs allow me to walk. I'm so grateful that my legs allow me to go for runs. Focus on what your body does for you and how it's working and how it feels. The next tip I have has to do with being connected to your food. A lot of people look at food as just numbers, calories, macronutrients. Now, fortunately, I think that most of us are cooking a little bit more. There's kind of no choice but to do that in a lot of cases lately. And so just touching your food, being present when you're cooking your food, appreciating the food, and focusing on things like touch, taste, texture, flavor, smells when you're cooking, because that's all part of eating too. Eating is not just numbers, eating is also enjoyment. Eating is taking care of yourself, it's cooking for yourself. feeding yourself, nourishing yourself. It's doing something good for yourself. And that does not always have to be salad. Sometimes that's a cookie. In my case, it is often a cookie. Sometimes it's ice cream, whatever serves you in the moment, but it's all about the enjoyment of food because it is an experience at the end of the day as well. It's not just numbers. We're not just robots. We have feelings and emotions. And just as a circle back to language, it's important to just notice the beliefs that you hold about food. Do you call certain foods good and bad? Do you focus on things like low fat, low carb? Do you say something is nasty, junky? I don't use those words, and it has definitely changed my relationship with food. I don't see anything as good or bad. I focus, yes, on nourishing healthier foods, but I don't say, oh, that's junk, that's trash, that's good, or that's bad. Food is not clean or dirty either. You know what I mean? Like, these things matter, and they're little things that we don't really think about, but they do have a huge impact. That was a lot of talking, and I actually didn't really plan out what I was gonna say, so I hope that this makes sense. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to eat my burrito because now I'm very, very hungry. And then I'll see you guys again at dinner. I have to sneeze so bad. I really have to sneeze and it's not coming out. It's gone. I lost it. Okay, so finally, let's have our burrito. This is a great reminder that it's about what's inside, not the outside that counts. Okay, I didn't do a great job of wrapping it today, but it's gonna be delicious nonetheless. Hi, I'm back. I'm having a snack. Ooh, that rhymed. I'm having a Go Macro bar, and I just really like them because I think of them as more like snack bars rather than protein bars personally. They do have a decent amount of protein in them, but look at all of the labels here. They're vegan, they're gluten-free, they're non-GMO verified, among other great things, and I just really like them. And my personal favorite flavors, hands down, number one is oatmeal chocolate chip. Then it's probably peanut butter chocolate chip. Then the double chocolate peanut butter chocolate chip one, the new one. And then I would say I like this one, the peanut butter one. I mean, I like them all, but anyways, I also just got a discount code with them, which this is not sponsored, but I signed up for a discount code because now I can use my own discount code since I always order them online, especially for the oatmeal chocolate chip ones. I can never find those in store.
What's this? I'm not vlog ready.
Do you guys ever lay on the floor for a second and then just not get up for a very long time? I just did a Zoom workout class. Obviously I'm exhausted and like delirious or something. But it was a really good class. Probably one of the sweatiest workouts I've done since all of this started and I've been working out at home. I ordered 2 kettlebells, one 20-pound one 15-pound one, which I feel like will be a lot nicer for just doing, you know, some lifting as well and keeping that strength up, because I don't know if you guys know this, but generally when I'm working out, I actually lift, I mean, I'm not trying to say I lift heavy. Like, I like heavy weightlifting is what I'm trying to say. And I really miss it because it's really hard to get the same feeling and build your strength in that when you don't have a gym or equipment. So I just kind of bit the bullet and decided to get it. Even if we're gonna get out of this soon, it'll be nice to have, I guess. So.
Oh, like maybe you chose something to do and then you closed.
Tonight is all about leftovers. I have some tofu I had to use up, some kale that was about to go off and not in a good way. And then I have like a very small amount of white rice left over that I just need to get rid of and use up. So I'm gonna have that together, and I don't think that's gonna be a full meal yet. So maybe avocado. So here we have it, a whole lot of leftovers, some chopped romaine, some avocado, some leftover white rice, tofu, and kale. And that's gonna be my dinner. I might have a little toast afterwards. We'll see how I feel.